Hello, welcome to Troopers Travels. Bet you can't guess where I am today. I know it's a canal, but I bet a lot of people don't know this is here. This is the Fitzwilliam Canal, normally known as the Greensboro Canal. It's on a slip, just a little slip on just up the side of Retail World. So let's explore it, because I've never been this far down, but it's quite a distance, but we'll have a look and give you some bit more information. If you do come down here, just be careful. It's a bit sludgy and slippy, and you might end up in canal. So it's used by a lot of fishermen now, this strip. But I'm just going to explore it a bit more, and then we'll see what's what. Obviously, fishing peg there. Retaining wall there. See how far it goes down. I think it leads to Taylor's Lane, this just off Bob at all. But we'll have a look anyway. There's a bridge further down here, but I'm not sure. I think it's a bridge anyway. It's a car, a van. Oh, that's the end of the canal then. Let's have a look. Quite impressive, this archway. Without ragging me head. We'll get on the side and I'll give a bit more information. I need to tell you a bit more about it. Looks like this is the edge of the canal, the opposite bank. Just be careful on here. I want to slip in there away. I don't wear path really, towpath's gone. Beautiful day. Modern fire art formats. I wonder if I can get further down there. Just bear with me, I'll just have to go down there. I need to make sure I'm safe. So as you can see, that's where I've just come from, but it's not very walkable, so I advise people I wouldn't contemplate. It's a bit narrow and you can slip into water, and you don't want to be dropping in this time of day. Anyway, like I say, it looks like that was some type of embankment, and this looks like some type of side. It's possibly a tram used to run that way, or some type of rail for taking things back and forth, possibly, but I'm not sure about that. So where do I start? So the Greensboro Canal was a private canal built by the Marquis of Rockingham to serve the coal mine interests in and around the village of Greensboro near Rotherham, South Yorkshire. So we've talked about him before, haven't we? Marquis of Rockingham, Prime Minister at country. Yeah, like I said, but I bet you're fed up of hearing him. But the main line to Greensboro closed in 1840 when the coming of the Sheffield and Rotherham Railway, and the canal ceased to carry any commercial traffic during the First World War. Most of it's been filled in, have you seen, but a small section near River Don navigation remains in water, which is that end down there which I've just come from, but I'll show you a bit of that later. If you just give me a second so I can get my bearings. So in order to improve transport at Colt, Marquis of Rockingham asked John Vorley to survey a route from the Don to either Cinderbridge or Slough Bridge near Greensboro. Vorley was an assistant to the canal engineer James Brindley. Vorley's proposal was a 1.5 mile, 2.4 kilometres canal, which would require 3 locks, as there was a fall around 25 feet, 7.6 metres over the route. However, no action was taken, and Smeaton was asked to resurvey the route in 1775. He suggested to use 5 locks rather than 3, and estimated the cost of the project to be around £5,952. This is net 1775, which included 2,500 for the locks. in today's money, that's equivalent would be a million, 1,136,344.50. But obviously that's what we wanted to do. So again, no action was taken, but the third survey was commissioned in 1778 by William Fairbank. The engineer, William Jessup, then asked to construct the canal. He reduced the number of locks to 4 and included a reservoir for water supply. Work began in 1779 and was probably completed the following year. So we'll move a bit further down, I'll give you some more information. Obviously, Cinderbridge was main terminus, but Slowbridge was served by a short branch. Tramways connected the canal to the collieries, which was leased by the Marquis by the Fentons. I'm wondering if that's the actual the tramway. The canal was opened in 1780, left the River Don navigation above Eastwood Lock and passed under the road to Romarsh to reach a terminal from a coal where the coal was loaded on the eastern side of the village of Greesborough. So obviously there the section was just over 1.5 metres, a short branch around 500 yards, 460 metres in length left of this canal, and obviously that's Taylor's Lane down that end. So we'll have a wander down here. Obviously the entrance of the canal from the Eastwood Cut, which I'll show you later, it's still clearly visible, although both the towpath, swing bridge and railway swing bridge has been replaced by fixed structures. Just beyond that, the A633, which is the road that runs through Retail World. It's a grand day, but I never know this were here. Well, I've seen it, but I've never come down, if I'm honest. But it's some beautiful colours today. Nice autumn day. But as you can see now, with all units, these wouldn't have been there then. But autumn colours, all leaves are going. Obviously, Cinderbridge was main terminus, but Slowbridge was served by a short branch. Tramways connected the canal to the collieries, which was leased by the Marquis by the Fentons. I'm wondering if that's the actual the tramway. The canal was opened in 1780, left the River Don navigation above Eastwood Lock and passed under the road to Romarsh to reach a terminal from a coal where the coal was loaded on the eastern side of the village of Greesborough. So obviously there the section was just over 1.5 metres, a short branch around 500 yards, 460 metres in length left of this canal, and obviously that's Taylor's Lane down that end. So we'll have a wander down here. Obviously the entrance of the canal from the Eastwood Cut, which I'll show you later, it's still clearly visible, although both the towpath, swing bridge and railway swing bridge has been replaced by fixed structures. Just beyond that, the A633, which is the road that runs through Retail World. It's a grand day, but I never know this were here. Well, I've seen it, but I've never come down, if I'm honest. But it's some beautiful colours today. Nice autumn day. But as you can see now, with all units, these wouldn't have been there then. But autumn colours, all leaves are going. Actually, I mentioned that bit over there, that embankment. I think that's where it met tramways from Newport Colliery, Swallowwood Colliery and other coal interests in around the Romarsh. From 1823, one side of the canal at this point faced onto the newly opened works of Portgate Iron Works, Portgate Iron Company rather. The branch is sometimes known as New Biggin Branch, so that were built afterwards. Obviously a little further to the north, the Sheffield and Rotherham Railway was at higher level and the fixed bridges remained. The 1892 Ordnance Survey map shows a coal wharf immediately after the bridge, and then the boat builder's yard with the swing brig over the entrance. So just now try not to fall while I'm doing this. It's a bit narrow, as you can see, it's very slippy, so be careful if you do come down here. Right, the canal in the water to a point somewhere near the main line, and New Biggin has diverged. Railway sidings across the New Biggin branch on a swing bridge to reach the Portgate Iron Works, which is public steelworks, and the canal crossed under the railway just beyond the works to reach some lime kilns. Now, I've heard of them, but I've never seen them, so I know there's not left of them. Well, like I said, there's no evidence that main line on the 1892 map now, although it mainly ran parallel with stream, which runs from bottom of Mill down Greesborough. So that's obviously from Cinderbridge End, which is other side. Obviously, I think the colliery, the one they mentioned there, the Swallow Wood, is the one opposite the tip at Greesborough, because there was a mine down there, and that's obviously there was stubbing as well. It looks like a railway bridge there or something over that side. I don't know if you can see that. Some type of railway bridge. I wonder if it did come over here. Obviously, traffic figures in 1834 included 10,452 tonnes of coal, which originated from the Earl Fitzwilliam colliery at Port Gate and passed on to the Sheffield Canal. A system container was used where coal was loaded into the colliery, loaded them in the colliery, and then they were loaded onto barges. Move a bit further down. A bit more at embankment there. White and iron wall. Well, that's just to stop. I wonder if there's a little walkway down there. I wonder if I can get round to the side, to be fair. It's very overgrown here, to be fair, and it's very, very slippy. Obviously, the barges they used could hold up to 30 tonnes, and also was used to work a train of 3 such boats, so they dragged them down so far. Obviously, the demise of the Canal were rapid, and Sheffield and Rotherham Railway obtained an Act of Parliament 1836 which allowed them to build a branch to the canal. The branch was completed opening 7th August 1839, including the Sheffield and Rotherham main line at Holmes and the tramways serving the canal. This was made possible to transport Earl Fitzwilliam's coal to Sheffield without the use of the canal system, thus breaking the name monopoly of the Duke of Norfolk in the supply of coal to Sheffield. The tram roads feeding the upper canal was disused in 1840, and much of the main line of the canal was built over to form that's known as Coach Road, which is like Greesborough, which would be over that way. Just bear with me, I don't want to slip. It's a bit dodgy, this. Let's have a look. Oh, don't want to go in there, do we? Obviously, the last boat to use it would have been a large barge owned by Waddingtons, which used a dry dock at Port Gate. Waddingtons, if you think about it, is the one at Swinton, which ship used to be, which is no longer there. It's got a couple of locks and that, but it's very disused, and it used to run parallel with, obviously, to Kilness that way, onto Doncaster Navigation Canal. They entered the canal after the construction of the Manchester, Sheffield and Lincolnshire Railway from Mexborough to Rotherham in the 1860s, were controlled initially by a flagman and later by a small, almost square roof style signal box named Port Gate, which itself replaced the first decade of the 20th century by a new box a short distance further named Rotherham Road. So we'll have a wander down here, and we'll try and enter canal from Eastwood Court, which is still visible when we get further down. Like I say, it's just above A633. I'll put postcode up anyway where it is, and it's being widened. Canal's cultivated to an embankment now. It's a shame. It's a shame, like, because things like this, I mean, this run like 1.5 miles, but people just drive past it, retail world, and don't realise it's there. Yeah, but when you work it out, over £1 million, 1,300,000 to build it. That's some money, ain't there? And this is where fun and games start now, when we start bobbing and weaving, because there's all sorts of things down here. There might be some fishermen on bank. Just very slippy, but oops, nearly went. Just bob and weave. Oh! So there's an old railway bridge here. I wonder if this is part of tramway. Be interesting that. Unless that's the one what used to run parallel with Cinder Bridge for the actual tram. Pity you couldn't get up. Is there any way of getting up there? There's an embankment. I don't want to scamper up there, it might be a bit slippy. It's a beautiful day. I hope I'm not boring you too much, but it's been a while since I've done one. It's only a short distance from main road and you'll lay out traffic. A bit of a walkway there. And very bright too. I'll just take a few pictures so I can put them on for you. I've just sussed it out. I know what railway bridge it is. It's actually it's a live line. It's the one that runs to Mexborough. So the other alternative line is that side, which goes to Kilnest, which is the other side of Retail World, and that's a current line what runs to Doncaster on that quicker route along the back way. So it's quicker. Otherwise, I think it ends up at Mexborough, Swinton. Is it Swinton, Mexborough? I'm just trying to work it out which line it is. There's a quicker route to Doncaster from Sheffield. Yeah, it's the one that runs to Mexborough, but it goes on that other line, that with second bridges in Mexborough, as you go down. Otherwise, obviously, the other one runs parallel with Morphy Ridges and things. But it's a wonderful day anyway. I'm glad I'm on leave and all. But we'll go to the other side here. We're getting near it, main road now. I'll just show you. Well, I'll put the postcode up anyway and let you know where it is. But as you can see, that's Retail World. Right, so we'll make our way towards there. Obviously that's the A63 road, everybody knows it. The nightmare transport when you're on buses and things. Retail World. But runs parallel down there, what goes to Sheffield and Doncaster Navigation one. Have a quick wander around. It's a little bit dull here, but it's a footpath. I don't know how far it goes though. Yeah, I think you have to cross over and then go that way, but we'll have a look at this bit here. And as you can see, noisy road. We'll cross over shortly, but this is another footpath. Possibly other way. And that's your Fitzwilliam. Quite an old towpath there, as you can see it. And if you carry on down this, I'll have to explore this another time because it is a little bit, when it's a bit drier. But that's part of your towpath. And as you can see, it's really overgrown. But we'll cross over that road and we'll look at that other bit at Canal, what connects to main canal. So here we are, this is the Eastwood Cut, still clearly visible. Although both towpath swing bridges and railway swing bridges have been replaced. I'll have a nosy down here. It is fenced off, so we can only get so far. But I can go to the side of it, which I think I'm going to have to go over to thingy of it. I'll have it there. Some boy that Fitzwilliam, wasn't he? plenty of money. But yeah, that's the train tram what runs from Portgate to Sheffield. I think it's is it part of the railway line as well? I'm not sure. It might be other side. Yeah, it's the railway line as well. But that's what's left at Fitzwilliam Canal, literally. Not a lot there, but interesting. People probably didn't know what it were. Just thought it was a stretch of water. I know when we've had floods and that in past, it's this has come over and be partial to blame for retail world flooding as well. So, but we'll have a look round. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to the side of the bridge and then just try and walk on that top off the other side and then get a bit more information. Then I'm going to get a bit of breakfast. So have a go to the other side of here. Let's see if we can see a little bit more from the other side. Obviously, that's your towpath what runs up to Sheffield. But as far as that mill, and it's blocked access for people to go through. Direct train line, the second train line I mentioned, and possibly that was where they used to build boats. But obviously that's your Doncaster Sheffield Navigation Canal. If you carry on this towpath, it takes you as far as British Steel and then it blocks off. But if you could carry on going, it take you carry on into Kilnest. But obviously this is the Eastwood cutting, what's left of it. Let's go on this bridge. So that's where I wore the side of that bridge with McDonald's is. And that's your Doncaster and Sheffield Navigation Canal. So I hope it's been a bit interesting for you today, but it's just a short one. I thought, well, I'm local and I'm off. But yes, we'll set it off for now.